Hey, Mrparka here to review a new one that just got released yesterday on Redbox and Vudu and among other things. It is from the guys who work at Forbidden Films. They did films like Found and Headless and Harvest Lake, which is coming out. And this one, I think they were hired guns on this. They wanted to make a movie about the Wasco internet viral clown in California. It started popping up in media pictures and kind of caused this big stir and kind of scared people. So this is like their take, a film about it. But obviously, it's a fictional kind of account, and the only thing grounded in reality is the group going out taking pictures, scary pictures. But what happens here is adding fiction into the story, they bring back this evil, legendary clown in the town and his minions, and they start killing people, kind of like feeding off the pictures, kind of like a power like Freddy Krueger would receive. Essentially, what we have here is a bunch of people that I've seen in a lot of other films: Jason Crow, Ellie Church, a guy for the first time I saw him, Dan Nye. And I'm familiar with these people's work. I've had the pleasure of working with them one time, and I've seen Found, of course, and I actually like their movies fairly well. I think they do a good job, and they have a good, independent spirit. And saying this one, The Legend of Wasco was actually a gun for hire. It does kind of show a little bit. There is gore in here, and it's for the gore that's in here and the special effects, they're always they're well done, but you can tell it's not as gratuitous or anything like Headless. That it's far from as gross as and extreme as something like Headless. But again, this was made to go into the red box, so people, I can only imagine their horror if they were to rent something like Headless in Redbox. Although I would think it was quite entertaining, I know that the people producing the film probably wouldn't. Essentially, we have the same crew behind Headless and Found working on this one, except switching roles. We have Leah Taylor, who directed photography on some of their other films, and Shane Beasley, who's a special effects kind of guy, directing this one. Shane also appears in it as one of the killer clowns. Arthur Kaloper, who directed Headless, is also one of the main starring killer clowns in here, and the film really stars Jessica Schroeder, Dan Nye, and Jason Crow. You guys are familiar with them from other work, and I say the driving force for me behind this movie is basically the interactions between Jason Crow and Dan Nye. They're very entertaining. And they had really good chemistry and together, and it shows. The film has this kind of side plot involving Dan Nye's character, where he was, kind of booted from the military, and he comes back home, and he's kind of reckless. He's definitely a reckless kind of goofy party jock. The film has a very thick comedy side to it. I would say that the dialogue, Jason Crow is naturally very funny, and it comes through on camera, as are the other cast members, I believe. For the most part, most of the cast members act fairly well, but I'd say Jason and Dan stick out the best, although the red herring character also, I'm not sure of her name, does a great job. But besides that, the film has a comedy twist to it, and what we have is them resurrecting these killer clowns and then having to fight the killer clowns, and three clowns in sort of an abandoned jail. The premise is kind of fun, kind of Nightmare on Elm Street-ish if you kind of look at it a certain way, and the film, though, is kind of bizarre. I would say that a lot of the scenes tend to go on for a long time. There's a lot of dialogue scenes that go on for a very long time. Although, like I said, the chemistry is good between the main cast members. It does seem to feel like it's a little padding. The character, there is a weird scene where the red herring character comes in and just does a huge information dump. And I was like, this is kind of a strange information dump, but it moves the plot along dramatically and kind of lets the audience know that, it kind of fills in some of the holes that they might have in questions. Like I said, the gore in here is well done. The clown, Arthur, seems to be he committed fully to the killer clown, and it goes completely mad. Like I said, the film is a solid horror film with a lot of comedy involved. I kind of wish the clown stuff and the other storyline kind of mix a little murky. I'm not sure how well they mix together. Maybe there needed to be a little bit more clown stuff. And the kills in the film, 4 of the kills kind of seem to be padding. Like, not necessarily padding, but you need kills in these movies, but it's from characters that are kind of non-related with the story for the most part. For the most part, I'll say. Ellie Church's scene and Jennifer Lee's scene kind of is it's kind of a throwaway part. A kill is a kill, but it's kind of a throwaway part. The way that they're intrigued to getting killed is kind of cool, but it's just kind of like I said, it's nothing to work with that much here. And there's a scene where there's a couple making out at this like lookout kind of point, and that scene seems directly inspired by the 50s. Even the dialogue in the scene, I was like, this seems like it's from a different movie completely. And knowing the writer, Nathan, he definitely was probably trying to, harness some of that classic horror style. But regardless, The Legend of Wasco, if you guys like their other movies, don't expect this gore, bloodfest, pulls no punches type movie. Expect definitely a more comedic, dark comedy with the folk kind of heart, like a little bit pulled back on the horror. But all in all, I kind of enjoyed the movie. I think it's pretty cool, and the ending, I really appreciate what they did with the clowns. They kind of added that the way the blood and the splatter and stuff at the end. I enjoy with the clowns, and the clowns' demise. I thought was really cool, and the opening credit seems to be really well done. So I'd say check out Legend of Wasco. Check out the trailer. I think if you think you will check it, if you like it from the trailer, I think you'll like it. But I think it's a solid entry. Not my favorite movie of the year or anything like that. And I prefer Found and Headless, more my style, I think. But Legend of Wasco, I think, is a worthy entry, a worthy effort, and I think it's kind of cool. But I'm Mr. Parka. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.